hoping that most of us will be able to attend and then will be available. Hence, we didn't even want to also go for Friday. That was our take and suggestion from the LIASA Gauteng South branch for our year-end function. And then, yes, we would have loved to host it visual, but due to other technicalities and finances, when we looked into it, we thought, okay, how about we go visual? And then in future, maybe we'll have the one that they face-to-face. And then without any waste of time, I see that, okay, most people are also having challenges because of also load shedding, because our PRO loved to join, but he couldn't due to load shedding on his side. And then also our Secretary General is also attending another meeting. It's a work meeting. So she was hoping that at least by now they'll be done, but it seems like no, it's going to take much longer. Without any waste of time, I know it tells the program director it was going to be Dr. Ntabiseng Ratuba, but I'll be the one directing the program. My name is Fiso Mbambo, the Gauteng South LIASA chair. Let me say chair-elect at the moment. Yes. So I'm the one who's going to be directing the program. Yes. Without any waste of time, just to take you across the program, because I'm not sure if everyone has the program, because actually looking at, let me say, the program from my laptop and then also using the phone for the meeting. Since where I'm at, there's also load shedding, but at least there's not much interruption. Just to take you through the program, we are going to have the opening and purpose of the meeting. And then we are going to have the introduction of the speakers as item number 2. Then address, just taking you through the staff regulation legislation. And then we are going to also to have our guests from the National Library. And then it needs my apologies from the National Office, from LIASA National Office, where our president is going to join us. Yes, and then we're also going to have, and the next item is the highlights of LIASA Conference 2023, where we'll also have successful events that were held under the Gauteng South branch. And then we'll also have the message from LIASA Gauteng South branch executive committee. Then as item number 8, we'll also have proposed events for January to February 2024. Then we'll have announcements, then closure. That's just to highlight on the program. It would have been nice if I could fly it, but just to other technicalities at the moment. Hence, I couldn't fly it. And then without any waste of time, on our opening and purpose of the meeting, I'll be doing that. It's going to be the Gauteng South chair-elect doing that. I would like to welcome everyone today to our LIASA Gauteng South year-end function. Yes, that's the purpose of the meeting, so that at least we have our year-end function and also we can reflect and also have some discussions on other items and other issues. And then also it will also give us an opportunity to discuss on other matters that would feel that, okay, how can we handle them going forward and in future? That's why we call it the year-end function. It was going to be nice, as I have reiterated, that if we would have had it more in a face-to-face, but hopefully we'll have that soon. Okay. Welcome, colleagues. Welcome to the LIASA Gauteng South branch year-end function. Yes. And then as for introduction of the speakers, I see that we are blessed today. I would like to give the next item to our chairperson for Gauteng South branch, Dr. Ntabiseng Ratuba.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you so much, the program director and our chair-elect for opening the visual closing meeting. And we appreciate for the attendees. I'm checking now, we are having 12 people in attendance. I think it will be proper, maybe if we can do some apologies, Chair-elect, because from my side, I'm having an apology from Teresa Mfana. Teresa sent her apology to say she's attending a meeting. So if maybe we can note those apologies. So if before I continue, if we can just check with the attendees if they're having other apologies. Can we check from the attendees if there are any apologies, colleagues?
Okay, from my side, if I may, Doctor, there's one apology. Let me say I'm having two at the moment. I'm thinking also three. Our health convener, Miss Nomoya, I think she's also committed to her work because she couldn't attend the meeting. That's the first apology that I have from my side. And then the second one, it's also from our Secretary General, Ms. Loloma Setla. She is also attending a meeting. It's also a work meeting, which she was hoping that it would have ended early. Now that's the second apology. And then from our PRO, Mr. Mseni Tambani, he was also having some challenges with the network. But hopefully, if once it's resolved, it's going to be able to join us. Those are the three apologies I'm having.
Okay, I see there is a hand from, I think it should be Rebecca. There is a hand.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good morning, colleagues. And thank you for recognizing me. I just wanted to register to reiterate on what Ifiso has said, that the LIASA president will be joining the meeting around 11:45, because currently is at the Western Cape function as well, just the same as this one. So, but he will be joining you for the LIASA slot. Thank you. And I will also be excused not long because I'm having other commitments where I am.
Thank you so much, SG, for that update. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed, everyone is busy. Everyone is busy colleagues at this time. It's just so hectic that we can't even attend the visual meetings. Even myself, we are busy preparing our staff awards, and I should be there. But I said, let me just prioritize this one as well because it's so important. Hence, I can't just keep quiet to say thank you for everyone who availed herself or himself for this meeting. And Apalele also indicated that she's also attending Salga, but she's operating from where he is. So yeah, thank you for your sacrifice, Apalele. Thank you for giving us the platform as the national office. Thank you very much. So under the introduction of speakers, then we'll have to wait for our president to come and to address us, because now we wanted the president just to give us the latest direction in terms of our association. So definitely this meeting will not be long, because now some of the items that were supposed to be done by the branch executive committee, we'll just wrap them up with the chairperson, because now we have allocated the roles to all of us as the branch. Okay. So what I will do now, I'm gonna hand back to the chair-elect, the program director, to do the staff regulation, and then I'll just add some points there. Over to you, to the chair-elect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Okay. Colleagues, once more, yes, we know that it's that time of the seasons, meetings, trying to wrap up everything for the year. I'm just going to be taking you through our staff regulations. For sure, everyone is surprised or asking themselves what do we mean about staff regulations. If I can take you all up back, remind you that in 20 September 2021, there was a government notice that was issued under Department of Corporate Government and Traditional Affairs for Local Government Municipal Systems Act 2000, Act number 32 of 2000. That's the local government municipal staff regulations that we're referring to. Because I see most of us as colleagues, sometimes we forget what's LIASA, what's the purpose of LIASA, and then we think, no, LIASA is something sitting there alone that has nothing to do with our profession. But we awarded the opportunity under our lovely minister, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, when at least she had an opportunity, and then they said to the team up until we had the the municipal staff regulation for our body, LIASA, yes, which is under Section 72, yes. Let me not bore you much about going into too much into acts. I just wanted to bring that to our attention that yes, now it's been gazetted, it's under the Municipal Systems Act of 2002, of 2000, if I may say, Act 32, yes. Just to remind you, what's the importance of LIASA, and then why was there a need for it to be established, and also why there was a need for it to be gazetted? It was because with LIASA, since we're pushing to be a professional body so that we can protect the profession and then we can be recognized. Apart only from looking at, okay, yes, it awards us the opportunity with the works, when the job adverts, then we get the opportunity, and then we also get the opportunity to meet and liaise with other colleagues. The department and also LIASA, they found it important that everyone, for one, to practice as a professional, colleagues, underline that what as a professional, they needed to be some rules and regulations that they were going to govern our profession, so that we also protect our image as professionals, just like any other body that we know of, like the one for health, because we know that you cannot practice without being part of the body, or be without you being registered for that government body. So with us now, the good thing, when the government gazette, it was established and then it was gazetted. Now it means we also have a right as professionals or with our employers. For one, when there's a job advert, it must be at least be advertised that one must be affiliated with LIASA. Since now there is, let me say, an act that governs or that also protects our profession, which mostly I know will usually get into debates with fellow colleagues, and sometimes we ask each other where there will be questions that what is LIASA doing? But forgetting that we all need to start somewhere, because even with a child, he doesn't start by walking, but he starts by crawling, learning how to sit. So with LIASA, at least with us now, we have the, let me say, the regulation that protects our profession. I just wanted to take you through it without wasting much more time. So I'm just going through it just to give you some few pointers. Because even for library assistant, if I may remember or may recall, there is where it was also written for one to be a library assistant. Also, it was showing the levels within the within the staff regulations. Yes, because I have seen also with other municipalities, if I may say, to bring that to our attention, including also the city of Cape Town, where for you to be appointed or to be shortlisted, let me say, it indicates that it's a must that you must be a member of LIASA. Yes, because they are following our staff regulations that at least for you to practice, you must be affiliated with LIASA. You must be a member of LIASA. And then also, when I recall, also Mohale City is doing well on that avenue, following the staff regulation. That for you to apply for a position at Mohale City under libraries, that has to do with our profession, you must be affiliated with LIASA. For you just to get an opportunity to be shortlisted. Not, I don't want to go even into nitty-gritty details for you to at least to sit at an interview. Because we know each and every field, they have their own policies and they also have their own regulations that will tell that for you to practice as a health practitioner, you need to be affiliated with the health body. You cannot just practice. So with us also, we are focusing on that direction. We're heading that direction, and number of municipalities, they've started doing so, even also North West University, if I recall. They're doing so, and they're doing great on that avenue. Okay, colleagues, without any waste of time, because I just wanted to take you through and then just to remind you where you can find it, and then on what page number. Because I know most of the time when we talk from our head or from our minds, people get confused and say, but no, where is it from, or which page number is it coming from? So, but if now we have, let me say, a context and a reference point, then it becomes much more easy, because when we refer to such, then we are able to refer and say, okay, now we see where is it coming from, and then we understand that, okay, as a governing body, what is required from us? Yes. If you go to the staff regulations that were published in 20 September 2021, you'll find it on page 482. Just to take you through that one, it's page 482 of 770, where it talks about the Library Information Services Competency Framework. There's even a framework drafted, yes, that's going to be able to assist when we engage in conversation where one will ask, what is LIASA? What is LIASA doing for us for? Then, okay, why do we need to affiliate with LIASA? And then what's the direction that LIASA is heading to? Yes, because on the regulations, it also communicates or talks about the knowledge and the scope of work that we're doing as, let me say, as professionals. Yes, where it talks about when we apply the basic concepts and knowledge and aspects within the library information services. And then it also just gives us an overview and a brief of also acknowledging the basic principles and applications and practices and procedures within the LIS or Libraries and Information Services discipline. Yes, and also the knowledge of library ICT systems. The reason, okay, colleagues, we are just, let me say, making it more of a refresher to remind each other about these staff regulations. Because on that competency framework, it talks about typical career streams. Then therefore they know that these are guidelines and therefore are not limited to the library assistant position and also senior library assistant. So it doesn't start only when it goes to assistant librarians or librarians. It also acknowledges one when is a library assistant or a senior library assistant. We know usually when we advertise such position, we usually say we require grade 12, but we overlook the point of the fact that one needs to also be affiliated to LIASA. Yes, we know that we have our general workers, those who are currently studying and then hoping also for career growth. So looking at them, it means when they also apply for those positions for library assistant or senior library assistant, and also for our fellow colleagues and our young brothers and sisters, they need to affiliate once so that they can get those positions or acquire those positions for library assistant and senior library assistant if they meet all the criteria and if they're also members. Hence, it's just showing that, okay, for library assistant and senior library assistant, we're looking at also all basic concepts and knowledge of aspects that they would have acquired during their practice or during their time when they were learning. Then also moving to the second level of our framework competence under our government gazette, it talks about assistant librarians and librarians, where we talk about the application of the body theoretical knowledge with the library information services discipline. And then also in assisting management of library and specific areas within the library, where it also points out the knowledge of library and ICT. Hence, it's important also for librarians to lead by example, because if we're not taking ourselves seriously by affiliating with our own association, then there's no way that we'll expect other professions or anyone or other department to protect or also take our profession seriously. Then on level 3, it talks about the senior librarians and principal librarians, where it talks about the senior librarians and principal librarians, where they perform the full range of the range of activities within the LIS discipline in small, medium-sized libraries, and they also supervise the number of allocated staff. So hence we're saying it's important for one to be affiliated to our profession, looking at also those fields and aspects, because now it talks also about managing all operations and all administrative work, also overseeing staff, making sure that you supervise them. Hence, we are actually emphasizing that as professionals, we need to go out there, not only us, those who are members at the moment, but also to encourage our fellow brothers and colleagues, if I may say, and our sisters within the profession, that it's important not only for one to acquire a position, because I know that those who will say, okay, I joined LIASA, once I'm employed, then from that, don't see the point. But if we are all looking at the direction that we are taking, we'll understand that we need also to shield our profession, make sure that our profession is also credible. We can do so by using or utilizing our own LIASA professional body. Yes. So now it means going forward, if someone has a question or asks something, we even also have a government gazette, which is a regulation, which is more of an act that one can look into and say, but no, there is a staff regulation, and we also have a framework to show the levels and then how it was incorporated within the government gazette for 20 September 2021. Because it further goes to level 4, where it talks about the chief librarians and then their performances, where they perform the full activities within LIS discipline in metro-wide categories and libraries. And it also talks about managing a number of allocated staff, just like it had also reiterated on the senior librarians, where they carry out a number of tasks delegated by library managements, yes, where they compile the reports, the ad hocs, which some of them, I believe, colleagues were familiar with. Yes, I was just taking you through the level so that at least we have an idea, and then we know where to find, let me say, the government gazette. Because it's important, most of the time when we talk, we don't just talk from our own knowledge or from what something we think, but something that it's a fact and then something that's documented. Yes. So we need to encourage one another to say, okay, if you don't understand, there is a government gazette, you can refer to it or reflect to it. And then colleagues, and then we also have level 5 within the typical career streams, where it talks about the district or regional librarian or the district regional head, where those mostly district and regional librarians or district heads, they control and manage libraries in a geographical, regional, or district in-depth knowledge, understanding, and applications of LIS. Yes, that's another level. I know it may differ according to municipalities and also according to departments, but with staff regulation, it was another way to show that, okay, we're taking a step forward, because mostly I know they will feel that, okay, LIASA as colleagues as would maybe engage into our own debates and small talks, that no, we don't see any growth, we don't see any movement. But this is another step that we are moving forward, the staff regulations. And it will also be nice if our colleagues, not sure how many are they within our NDA function today, but if we have our directors, managers, at least now don't know that, okay, there is actually staff regulations, because I figured out or peeled it out, and also as a committee for Gauteng South Library Executive, we figured out that there are some challenges, because sometimes labor's issues, they may interfere and say, what's the point of having LIASA? But now if it's something that's gazetted, because I know labor's, they like quoting acts and other policies. But now, if it's something that's gazetted and to us gazetted on a national level, it means now it's countrywide. It's not only belonging to a portion of group, or maybe let me say only to certain syndicates or carnivals. Yes, now it's something that's national, overseeing the whole country, especially on the LIS field, since it's a government gazette. Now it's easy to say when laborers challenge certain things about LIASA, then just we present them with a document that, no, let's debate based on the document, because now if something has been gazetted, now it shows that it's no more about a group or a certain municipality or a certain unit. Yes, because sometimes I believe maybe they were feeling that, no, maybe it's just there to govern or to regulate a group of certain individuals, or maybe LIS is just there to serve their own personal interest. But now, because it's been gazetted, now it is going to carry more weight and then make more sense to also labor unions when we say no, or labor issues, that when we said no, LIASA, we need one to be a LIASA member, and that person, when he applies, we don't just only need the LIASA membership number, we also need a certificate to be attached, just like when they need all the qualifications, the ID copies or the license to be attached. Since now we know that, no, we have our own staff regulation that regulates us. Yes. Doctor, not sure if you need to add anything on that, because I was just taking through our colleagues on our staff regulations.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chair. I'm also checking at the chat. Really, there is a good response from our members. Really, there is a good response from our members for you to give even the page of the legislation is very good. Is very good. We really appreciate the way you have discussed it, or just in brief about this staff regulation. Yes, I'm always saying, if you are taking your association serious, you need to be part of it. And we know there's nothing else with LIASA but to pay your membership, for you to tap the knowledge and to associate with the LIS gurus and to develop yourself. You need to be a paid up member. So, unfortunately, so within our municipalities, we have people that are fortunate to be within our sector, which is the LIS, to be in the LIS without the consideration of these qualifications. But if people are serious with themselves to say, I want to grow, I want to develop myself, this is the platform where one should be part of it. Join LIASA, follow the activities of LIASA as part of your personal developmental. So, SG, you said it clearly. Really, I really appreciate your preparation on this kind of legislation, to share it with our members so that they be able to understand the changes that LIASA is not just a LIASA, but we are also supported by our minister, as there is this gazette that talks to us. So what I can say, let's not forget to pay our membership so that we be professional librarians. So that one is the one that will show us that we are dedicated. But the part of the membership, we will also deal with it during the highlights of the conference. I think, yeah, Chair-elect, you said it very, very good, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chair. Yes, because we just need to concertize one another, because I know sometimes it's also difficult when you try to explain something and then there's no document. But now, because there's a legislation, yes, and I'm thankful so much, Chair, that there's also positive response, that they're looking at also at the page number, where does it start? Yes, because it also further goes to qualifications, because I was just looking at the time, so that at least when the president comes in, you don't find that, okay, I'm still wasting much more time on the platform, since I'm aware that he is very busy. So yes, we are such blessed to at least to have that moment that he's even squeezing us in the busy schedule. Yes, because on the qualification, just to brush through quickly, it also talks that even though, yes, we may need library assistant or senior library assistant, they need to be registered as members of LIASA with the very same grade 12 that we usually require, or the basic computer literacy skills. And then moving also to librarians and assistant librarians, they also still need to be registered members of LIASA with the very same qualification for library science or information management or postgraduate qualification. It's same thing with the librarians, looking at the Bibles, yes, and also looking at the 4-year post-matric qualifications. And then also looking at our senior librarians and principal librarians, they also need to be registered members of LIASA. And then also to have computer literacy skills with the very same degree, including our chief librarians. They also need to be registered members of LIASA. Yes, with the qualification that's required, whether it's a postgraduate degree or the B in for honors, including our district librarians. They also need to be registered members of LIASA with the computer literacy and the qualification, the necessary qualification. So I think with the government gazette, as our chair has already explained, that it's really good, because it actually, let me say, it unpacks a lot of things that when we usually ask ourselves questions, it's providing answers to those questions that will say, what is LIASA? What's the need, or what's the point of being a LIASA member? It actually explains and put those facts, those pointers out there for me and you, at least to have at that time that opportunity to go and read the government gazette. Take that opportunity, not forgetting that the page number, it's from page 482 of 770. Yes, the government gazette, it was published on the 20th September 2021. Yes, not to waste more time, it also gives the experiences, how usually municipalities or how LIS profession usually works, if I may say, including also the competencies, looking at the people management. Yes, it outlines those conceptual of thinking, the organizational awareness, paying attention to details, as professional and technical proficiency. Yes, colleagues, including the interpersonal. But I think if we give ourselves more time to familiarize ourselves with the gazette and conscientize ourselves with the gazette, yes, and at least when we engage into debate or conversation, we are debating way forward, but being aware that, okay, why LIASA? What's the point of LIASA? Yes. So that's one of the key elements that we need also to take into account. Yes, because it's important, colleagues, that we as professionals, there was that thing when they said as professionals we don't read as librarians, but most of the time we expect the community to read there. Now this is the opportunity that we need to read our own gazette, make sure that it's embedded within us. Yes, and then we know it like how we know our Father when we know the prayer. Yes, just to use that as an example, colleagues. Yes. Okay, colleagues. Yes, I'm not sure yet if our president is already here. Yes, because I didn't want to waste much. At least once our president is here, I award him the platform so that at least he is able to address us, since we'll be blessed with the opportunity that he's going to be giving us. Yes, since I was taking us through the staff regulations, just to highlight other pointers that are within or that are included within the staff regulations, where they also talk about the public services orientation. Yes, and then they talk about interpersonal relations, communication. Those are other points, or let me say key pointers that they included. Service delivery orientations, client orientation, and customer focus, and then accountability and ethically conduct. No, they also outline what ethics one needs to, and then how one needs to behave, and then also on demonstrating a capacity of taking to take decisions about responsibility for actions, and the capacity to take the initiative in addressing and looking at the shortcomings that may be arise within maybe the work environment, and then how one needs to conduct him or herself within the organization, and also looking at the values. So looking at the staff regulation or our government gazette, it actually outlines certain elements that maybe we may overlook. Hence, when I was just taking us through those staff regulations, I needed to point out that, okay, what is the importance? And then why then are we supposed to join LIASA? So it doesn't only looking at us just being members, but it also look at us as professionals, how to conduct ourselves within the work environment, and then also taking into account the organizational values. So it means it protects not only looking at the employer's interest, but also it looks at our interest as a profession. Yes. Doctor, I'm not sure if
Yes, the president is here. If maybe you can welcome him. The president is here. Let's give him the platform so that we mustn't delay him.
Okay, thank you so much. No, Doctor, yes, well, yes. Welcome our president. It's with honor that today we're having you in our midst. Yes, we know that we're having a busy schedule, and then we know that there are a lot of events, and then it's that time of the year where now everything it's coming up together, and then you need to wrap up, and then you need to make sure that everything it's working accordingly. No one is left behind. Yes, and then we'd like to award you the platform at least to address us as the LIASA Gauteng South branch, and we may also be having others maybe from other provinces, because sometimes we do have such. And then it's nice to have you, President. Without any waste of time, I would like to award you the platform. Yes.
Thank you very much, Sofiso. I'm actually speaking to you from outside. It's about the quietest place I could find at the venue that I'm at. Because I'm also at the Western Cape end of year function, and there isn't really a room that I can use. So I hope you'll bear with me. It is a load shedding year, so you'll hear the generator in the background, etc. But we'll make the best that we can of the situation. So thank you for asking me to be here, and thank you for having me, and good morning to everybody. I hope that you have had a fruitful meeting. And yeah, like Sofiso said, it's that time of the year. We are all kind of gearing up for the holidays. You know, it's been a long year, it's been a hard year, and I hope that you're all going to take a little time off to recover and re-energize yourselves, etc. So I've been asked to really talk about where we find ourselves at the moment and where we're heading towards. So I'm going to do a very short overview of the process at the moment and what we are going to expect in the next short while. So those of you who attended the conference recently, you would have been notified, or you would have attended some of these discussions. But at the AGM, we basically put a motion forward asking for the a portion of the AGM to be adjourned, specifically relating to restructuring. Because we could not do everything in the time allotted, we felt that this was the best means and way for us to get to a point where we can actually conclude on restructuring and implement restructuring. This was agreed to by the AGM and the membership in the majority. And so we are currently in the process of finalizing some of what we had promised at that AGM we would do. So Sifiso and Dr. Ntavi Singh will tell you that I have emailed them last night, for example, a copy of the amended constitution. So the attorneys that we employ to actually look at our constitution, to amend the constitution to be in line with the structure to be, has finalized all of their work. They have given us a final document. I have now sent that out to the interim council members. I've also sent it out to the previous representative council members. I've also sent this to LIASA past presidents and a couple of people that have been on this journey with us in terms of restructuring. The idea being that they will have a look at the document, ask serious questions about what we've put on the table thus far, make recommendations, as well as provide comments and inputs into the document that we have provided. On the 13th of October, we intend to have an interim council meeting. The idea would be to look at the inputs that we have received and then finalize the document that will then go out to the membership. The adjourned portion of the AGM is scheduled for February of next year. And as per the current constitution, we have to give people 2 months notice, including the amendments that we're wanting to make to the constitution. The date that we're hoping the adjourned AGM would be is the 28th of February, but we're trying to aim for sooner than that. But we have until the 28th of February to do that. At this agenda AGM, we will then put the adjourned AGM into motion. We will discuss and look at the amendments that we're making in, or that we're proposing in terms of restructuring, as well as the structure that we are proposing. If this then is approved by the membership, this will then pave the way for the interim council to conduct elections. Again, if this is agreed to, the interim council will then, by that stage, we would have appointed an electoral officer. We will send out the notice alerting the membership to the voting process as well as the elections, and people would then be able to put themselves up for nomination in terms of the elections. Again, if this is agreed to, the whole way in which restructuring proposes LIASA functions will change. We will not have branches anymore, as has been communicated over time. We will basically be divided into sectors. So if you're in the public library sector, that's where you will vote for someone to sit on the board and be there to represent you in terms of the sector that you work in. If you work in academic libraries, the same principle will follow. Same for school libraries, special libraries, etc. this election, as well as the special general meeting that we will call in order to give effect to this election, is then scheduled for sometime in May. So we're looking for the very latest towards the end of May to do this. If we can do this ahead of that period of time, it will then happen before then, but no later than the 28th of May. If once that election takes place and people are elected onto the board, the interim council will cease to exist, the old structure of LIASA will cease to exist, and the new structure will take effect. Again, like I said at the AGM, we are under no illusion that the structure is going to work 100% right at the beginning. There will be things that don't quite work the way we envisaged it would work, but we are hoping that people will give the new structure a chance to actually function, to actually work, and to be with us on that journey, to be able to give this a chance. Again, part of this restructuring journey has been about creating a structure that works for us in the environment in which we operate right now. Yes, the structure that we've had for a very long time. It worked for us for a very long time, but there are parts of it that doesn't quite work for us anymore. And any organization, part of growth is to understand and recognize when something doesn't work anymore, and then propose something else to take its place and take an organization forward. And that's basically all that we are aiming to do here. So that's basically the roadmap from here on out. In summary, it's sending out the amended constitution. We're aiming to send it out about the 14th of December because we recognize a lot of people go on leave. From there on out, that will then also be the time we'll send the notice for the adjourned AGM, which will be an online meeting. This will happen in February of 2024, no later than the 28th, but we're hoping to perhaps have it earlier than that. Again, if it is agreed to in terms of the amended constitution and the structure, that will pave the way for us to prepare the organization for elections. And the aim would then be to have this election at a special general meeting scheduled for May of 2024. I hope that that gives you enough information to see the way forward in the next couple of months. Again, this will also be communicated via LIASA online, via social media channels, etc. And I encourage you to look out for that, to engage with the documents. I hope that you will join us on this journey and that you will give us the support in bringing about the restructuring of LIASA. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President. Thank you, Nazim. Thank you so much. It looks like the chairperson is having a problem with connection, but you have give the brief map work of this restructuring, which is taking so long, but we know that everything will be reaching its own goal. Yes, like you are saying, we are just about to wrap the restructuring, as the amendment constitution is now out. We saw the amendment constitution that we need to send our inputs. Thank you very much. We can see that the interim committee is really pushing. You guys are pushing to lead us to the right direction that will fit the LIS institution. Thank you so much, Nazim, for availing your time. As you are saying, we're busy there in Western Cape. We really appreciate your availability. As you can see, the attendance is a little bit low. We are, and most of the people are attacked by the load shedding. We are around 15 now, and I can realize most of them are still kicked out by the system. But anyway, we have the information. I don't know if there are questions from our members inside before we release you, we can just check by the show of hands, colleagues, our attendees. If you have any follow-up question to ask our president, let's do that. Or you can just shout if you have something to say. That will be very much appreciated so that we can release our president. Over to you, our attendees. Any hands, any comment? Okay, let me just, is there anyone who want to say something? Okay, let me just count down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it looks like we are all covered by your very clear information, President. Thank you so much. We really appreciate, and we are saying to you and to your family, have a very, very blessed festive season until we meet again next year. Thank you so much, my leader. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me again. And to everyone, have a blessed festive season. If you're celebrating, please be safe out there. And again, you know, we'll speak again. If you couldn't think of something now, as always, the emails are open. Send me an email, ask a question, and I will respond to it. Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure, President. We release you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. It looks like our chairperson is also having a problem. Really, this thing of network and our load shedding in the country, it doesn't take us to the right motion in that. But rather than that, let me continue. I think the chair-elect will join us. Let me move to point number 5 that talks to the highlights from the conference. Let's talk about the highlights from the conference. As the committee, we said we'll open this platform for the floor so that if you are having anything that you want to share with us, either is a challenge, either is something that excited you during the conference or anything that relates to the conference, we'll just do the dialogue or the discussion from the members who attended. If you didn't attend, can we check why not? So I'm looking forward for the hands from you, colleagues. This is our chance to say something, to participate during our visual closing. Can we get something from you, colleagues? Let's talk, so that at least by 12:30 maybe we are done, because I can see the network keeps on kicking people out. Anyone?
Colleagues, can I come in?
Come in, my sister Lindin Flapo. Come in, my dearest. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon, colleagues. As for the conference, I've got a lot of concerns which I've raised with the president-elect before we went. The first one was that the conference was moved to a very expensive place. And in the past, we've been saying, what can we do to make LIASA conference attainable for people to attend? It was said they will cut down some other items from the conference. Just hold on for a minute. Colleague, someone please, speaker, please. They will cut down other things. I remember the last time we were in Durban, they have cut down a lot of items but the money hasn't changed. The money part doesn't change, but they keep on stripping some of the items which were there. That is number one. Number two, having said that, to say the conference was very expensive, that was very uncomfortable to be at the conference for the whole week and you are fed bread, no proper meal after the amount that we've paid. Hence, I'm saying they are cutting down things, but the money hasn't changed. This conference, we lived on bread. We are not there for food, but it's something that will make us motivated to be there and to participate. Yeah, that is what I want to say about the conference. And then something else away from the conference. Colleagues, going forward, my humble plea, I've noted with concern, but I kept quiet, but maybe now I need to speak. I've noted that our Gauteng South meetings centers around public library issues. There's never been a time where we are saying where are the other interest groups to give a report or something. So I don't want, I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm saying that the focus has been more on the public libraries and all other sectors have been left out in our branch. Going forward, what has happened in the past, even the last time Tsakani was there, I'm asking the committee to have a breakaway session for strat plan before maybe we start in the new year or with the new structure to sit down and strategize and bring everybody on board. So because now it's been one-sided and in that case, we lose participation. It's something that I've noted with consent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sis Lindy, for your concerns and your contributions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my sister, for the highlights of the conference, that it was very expensive and they are cutting down on issues of meals and other stuff. Yeah, you are correct. And then in terms of the focusing on the public libraries, remember during the elections, Sis Lindy, these are the results of us not wanting to participate in our in our what do you call them, for example, we have our Helig convener in our different interest group. That's the way that I was looking for. Remember, people didn't avail themselves for that. We only have one interest group, which is the Helig, which was active and focusing on the academic institutions. No Moya was leading it from UJ, which is an academic institution. We will see when we present some of the highlights. We do have had some events that we're addressing where we invited different universities. There was a dialogue for institutions, the higher institutions that we did. I don't know if you missed it. We tried by all means, but if our colleagues are not availing themselves to participate, unfortunately, we can't run fruitfully so. But I'm glad the new restructuring, Sis Lindy, is going to address the same query you are having, that we need to cover whole spectrum. As the president indicated that we are no more going to have branches. I think that is clear. We are no more going to have branches, but we are going to have sectors. If you are in the public library, then you will fall under the public library. If you are under academic, then there will be officials that will be representing that on the level of the national. So I think the restructuring will also benefit us on the other way. Yeah. So I'm also checking on the screen. I'm reading to Maroping. I don't know why you don't want to talk. Maroping is saying, good day, colleagues. I did not attend our 2023 LIASA conference because I was busy with other work engagement. However, we managed to send 7 staff members from Northwest University to our conference, and we received great reports from the team. Thank you very much, Maroping, for that feedback. Thank you, thank you. That is really noted that from your institution, 7 members attended. 7 members attended. We really appreciate that. I don't know if there is anyone who wants to say something concerning the conference that was held in Cape Town. Is there anyone who wants to say something? Thank you so much, Ms. Lindy, for your contribution, and Maroping as well. Anyone, any positive comment? I'm still doing the screenshots. Yeah, I can see. Lungile, thank you for the Government Gazette X information you shared in detail. Is worth looking it. Is worth looking it. Good, Lungile. And okay, Apalele also wrote the Gazette number 45181, Government Gazette, 20 September 2021. I think all those that missed maybe the pages, he indicated that is page 482 of 770 pages. Yeah. So yeah, I can see. Who's this one? Lindy, hey, Unisa sent a Patco bus. Okay. Oh, sis Lindy, you went with a Patco bus. Okay. No, that's
Yes,
good.
I did.
Eh?
Yes, I did. I did.
We really appreciate, my dear, as long as you were there. We really appreciate colleagues. You know, some of our dedicated members, like Moses Lind, they even just pay for themselves to attend these conferences. Now I see the bus was sent and everyone is laughing from that. But we really appreciate. We really appreciate. Yeah, it's a sacrifice indeed.
No, I'm just joking. Usually our past ED used to say, there are so many UNISA delegates at the conference. It's like you just send a pass with people.
Okay, says you know. All right, I hear you. I hear you. Let me check if Spencer, are you back?
Yes, I'm back, Doctor.
Yeah, I was saying to our president that it looks like people are get kicking out through this network. Yeah. Okay. We were on the highlights of the conference we have started. I just want to highlight this in summary to say, yes, most of the people in general didn't attend. Like City of Joburg, they also had a problem. They didn't attend. Yeah, those are the internal issues that we are having in our different institutions. I hope maybe next year things will go right. Oslin, they were looking, remember they said we might go to Durban or they will see maybe the nearest place. And the good point that I enjoyed and I was excited with is when the director from Department of Sports in Limpopo was indicating that they are going to make it a point that all those temporary librarians who have been working for that province will be hired permanently. From me, that was a very, very good highlight from the conference that I enjoyed and I was very much excited. Rather than that, we cannot just keep quiet to say the benefit of the conference, the LIASA conference. We know that is the platform where the information is exchanged at a higher level. Innovative ideas are shared, and there is a stimulating debate where we'll debate around issues. The current topics are presented and discussed. We're discussing the issue of AI. The conference, colleagues conference, you can't just lose the conference. We need to attend it. And on top of that, the decisions are made, as the president indicated. That's where the decisions are made. For example, in terms of our membership, it was agreed that the membership is not going to be increased. We are still paying 720 as individuals. And if you want to get the T-shirt during the library, for the library week, you need to pay your membership before the 31st of December. Before the 31st of December, your membership should be paid. Yes, during the conference, we network, we engage in different activities. Yeah, anyway, is the conference, you'll never get anything 100%. You'll never get anything 100%, but we went there, but we came being different. Unfortunately or fortunately, we were different and fed about the information from different speakers. Yes, on the part of number 6, Chair, let me also run the part of number 6 so that we mustn't delay our colleagues. The successful stories from the Gauteng South, which was part that was supposed to do by our PRO. Let me just give the summary, the summary of our highlights. Colleagues, I'm still proud enough to indicate that though it was not easy, but we have managed to increase. In February 2022, we were 75 members. But let me go back. In 2019, we were 226. And then in 2022, we know how COVID attacked everything. In 2022, the 3rd of February, we were 75. On the 28th of February, we were 99. That is 2022. But now, on the 13th of August, we were 185. We were 185. It shows that, yeah, our members are still interested in the growing of LIASA. They are still interested. So after we have celebrated this 185, the number increased after we have celebrated our library week. So it means there is a great impact with our events colleagues. So we mustn't undermine this issue in person when we have events, especially the library week. So by the 30th of August, when we are checking the system, Gauteng South is number 4 in the country. The first one is Western Cape. The second one is Gauteng North, and then KZN and us. So we are not so bad. We tried our level best with your support. Yeah, with your support that we reached those numbers. We reached those numbers, yes. So without any waste of time, colleagues, I realized that I didn't print the whole issues of our highlights, but we on top of that, we had our May event where we invited the professors, Professor Makhatlela from Limpopo and the director from City of Joburg. And we also have our very, very successful event that happened for City of Joburg, where we were partnering with City of Joburg during the library week. And yeah, I think that's all that I can say. Chair-elect, if you have something to add, in terms of our highlights from Gauteng South. You can do that. If you have any point that I missed, can you just assist?
Okay, Doctor. All right. Okay, looking at the highlights of the year on the programs that we had. No, I think you have said also a mouthful, and then also the other thing that we had during the May seminar, it was nice and great because we had a discussion where we discussed about the issues that we had. My apologies about that. About the challenges that maybe we were experiencing as public libraries, and then how to move forward, looking also at the digital transformation. Because I remember the discussion was about that around our highlights of the year. That's another event that we had, and then including what you have already reiterated, Doctor, our library week that we had on the 22nd of March. Yes, and also our membership recruit, yes, of which there's still a lot of work yes, that we need to do. Yes. And then that's why we are still also encouraging our members to join LIASA, and then also looking at what is LIASA, what LIASA can do for them, and then what they can also do for LIASA, so that it doesn't become one-sided. Because as we spoke, as you raised it, Doctor, on our highlights of the year, our successful events held of the year, that it's always about partnership. So meaning, as also the chair-elect or as the chairperson, it must not always be the chairperson bringing something. Also from the other side, also we as members, we need also to contribute so that the journey becomes smooth, and then most of the things they become easy. Yes, Doctor, so far you have said a mouthful and a handful about our events that we held, and then we still wish and hope to see more events. But those events can only be successful, and they can also continue, as you said, Chair, that we need to work together. It meaning us as members, we need to work together with LIASA, because without us, there's no way LIASA is going to function. Yes, you have said a mouthful, Doctor, about our events.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I think we need to move to the other point.
Yes.
What is the other point on our agenda?
Okay, the other point, it was the message from LIASA Gauteng South Branch, but I was proposing that we do the proposed events for Jan to Feb before the message.
Okay, then we can do that.
Okay, sure. Okay. In terms of the Jan to Feb 2024, as we had from our LIASA National Office, it's business as usual at the moment. Hence, there's an interim structure, and then with the current executive that we're having from all the provinces, we are continuing to run as usual, as business as usual, up until those elections they happened. So now what's happening with our Jan Feb proposed events? We know that we still going to have our library week, but let's not touch that for now. There'll be a World Read Aloud Day that we need to all prepare as branches. Then we need to start brainstorming on that from the LIASA Gauteng South branch. Yes, that's what we have. Because usually I know there's also Lovers Month, but usually that one's something that is to celebrate from different municipalities and also different departments. Yes, but the main one is the World Read Aloud Day, which is also an initiative from Nalibali, if I'm right about that one. It's done by Nalibali. Yes. So as we know that there was one statistics that came out that our learners from grade 4, most of them, they don't read for understanding. Yes, they can read, but they don't understand what they read. So I think it's also to promote such that reading culture and also for understanding. not only for reading to pass and then forget. Yes, or to move and reading, or maybe reading, and then once you read, then you move to the next grade, but without putting most of the things that you have read into context. Yes, so those initiatives, we must understand that, yes, as we are more of a supporting structure, if I may say, to education, but it's also our duty and role to make sure that we have that reading nations. As we know, it's one of our SMART goals that to have lifelong learning, yes, societies that we need to contribute to our communities. So that's one of our proposed events that we need to look into and start working into. And then we're looking into having partnerships when it comes to that as LIASA, Gauteng South, yes. So our municipalities, please, yes, start brainstorming, yes, for also other future events that will be having. Yes. That's in short, Doctor. I think, yes, on the proposed events. I think, yes, I didn't miss anything on that one.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, the program director. There is an irritating noise. I don't know from where at the back. Let's just wrap by giving the message to our attendees. Colleagues, thank you so much for supporting Gauteng South throughout the whole of 2023. Thank you so much. We know that we have been having some of us supporting this Gauteng South branch, not missing even a single meeting. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So in closing, we are saying, please take care during this festive season, not forgetting how our country is now. We know our country is full of crime. So when we go there and doing your shopping, please be very, very much careful. Also take care of how you use your cell phone. People are robbed money. I remember yesterday I was listening to one voice note where the lady was saying, you know, I just received a SMS. Somebody was saying hi. And then I just asked her, who are you? After that, her phone was hacked. The person was using the phone to ask money from other people. And she lost even a single cent in her account. So let's be very careful not to entertain the strangers. If you see you don't know the person and the person just saying hi to you, just don't answer unless if the person is saying, okay, I'm sorry and so, then you can just, but if you don't know the person, just block. Guys, just block. We are not safe. It's not so good to lose your money at this time of the year. So when we are out there with our children celebrating, always take care. Those who will be traveling home to different provinces, please drive safe. Don't drive very late in the evenings because you know what is happening on the roads. They will put some spikes and what was. So don't drive when it's dark. Don't drive when it's dark so that we can be together again in 2024. So from our Gauteng South, we are saying, have a very, very blessed festive season with your families. We love you, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much, and we are officially closing the meeting, but I will just hand it back to the chairperson. If I'm in the chair, the chairperson or the chair-elect, I mean to say something, and then we close. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay, from my side, there's nothing much. I hope we didn't miss anything. And then thank you so much for the message from the LIASA Gauteng South Branch Executive Committee. Yes. Are there any announcements before we close or anything? Yes. From the floor. This one is directed from the floor because from LIASA Gauteng South Executive Committee, everything is up. Okay, I see Miss Lindin Tapo. Her hand is
Okay.
up. Yes, you.
Colleagues, as we said, we don't read, we don't do some of the things. So I need to quickly give you A quick on 4 items. The others I won't speak about on the activities in LIS. The first one is that in August, AFLIA, I'm sure we all know AFLIA. You can't tell me you don't know it. AFLIA celebrated 10 years in Ghana. Why is it passionate to me, also to all of you? AFLIA is an international baby of Africa, but it was born at UNISA, at the IFLA Africa office in 2013. So they celebrated 10 years. And then at IFLA conference in 2023, we really had a huge entourage from South Africa. And we also hosted for the first time at IFLA Regional Hub, which was navigated by our own Apelele in the house, and that went well. In the process, we had 2 new people called IFLA ambassadors and emerging librarians. One is in Ethiopia, one is here with me at Florida campus. So Gauteng South actually has a young emerging IFLA ambassador. And the next one, it's about the IFLA Africa office. As UNISA, we've been honored again to host the IFLA Africa office starting from 2024 to 2026. And and the other one is that 2024, I'm looking at all of you colleagues from the public libraries. 2024, South Africa is going through a peer review on SDGs at the United Nations. And believe you me, the way we are so important as librarian, when the minister goes, there should be a librarian accompanying the minister. The other African countries, including Botswana, they have already gone there this year. And before we go, we have to have a workshop with the minister and tell the minister we've got Mzansi libraries online, meaning that we've got innovations in the libraries. You know, we're helping, you spoke about Nalibali, people reading with understanding, that is eradication of illiteracy, all that information. We will be asking that from you so that we ask the minister to put that in to show that libraries contribute towards the attainment of SDGs. And the last one is to say 2024, we don't have IFLA conference because of the issues that started with the LGBTQ issues. The conference was going to be in Dubai. Dubai doesn't support LGBTQ, but they said you can have your meetings indoors as LGBTQ, but they won't write it on the program because they are funding the program. There were a lot of issues at conference, librarian doing with placards. It was interesting to see that. So at the end, Dubai government decided to withdraw. Next year, there's no IFLA conference. So there is a call for people to put in a bid for 2025. Thank you. That's all from me for now.
Thank you so much, Mamlindin Tlapo. Yes, because we also had that debate about IFLA conference at some point, me and my peers, and also meaning from LIS, yes, and also colleagues at some point as professionals, because we're no more sure that it's going to continue or not, because at some point someone once shared a message saying, no, it's still continuing, but you said no, but we went ahead that no, for 2024, we're not going to have an IFLA conference. But thank you for clarifying that as part of our announcement. And also thank you for conscientizing us that there are a lot of things that we are doing as librarians that we also need to brag about them. I think maybe sometimes when these statistics, they come out, they get them for wherever they do, but we also need to brag about our own work so that we are also visible out there. And thank you so much for sharing with us so much that's been happening in that's wonderful on IFLA and Afelia, and including the IFLA Africa that now they've requested that the you as UNISA or as Africa to host them for 2024 to 2026. No, that's great. Yeah, that's really great news. Yes. So we have something to embrace, yes, and to look forward to. Thank you. Okay, if there's any announcement, the floor is still open. I'm still willing to take one more or two if there's any announcement for in case if we've missed something. If there's anything we've missed, yes. Okay, to the floor is still open. Okay, colleagues, if we are all happy, enjoy your festive, and then we hope to meet soon, whether it's visual or face-to-face, and then let's continue working together with LIASA, and let's not forget to pay up our membership. Or the other thing before I forget, in terms of LIASA, for early bird, if anyone pays before the end of December, then they also get to secure a t-shirt. Remember now, it means our early bird, it's more in two phases. If you pay before the end of December, it means you secure your t-shirt for library week for 2024. Then if you don't pay before December, yes, it's still open up until May, but then it means it's just going to be that 720 no t-shirt. So let's utilize the opportunities, the Gauteng South branch, and also from other provinces, those who have joined us. That would be really great. Let's not forget the membership for us as professional is still 720. It has not yet increased. And then if you pay before the end of December, then you must know that then you secure yourself your library week t-shirt. Thank you, colleagues. Then our meeting is now adjourned. Thank you so much.